Bord Pleanála today approved plans for a controversial landfill in North County Dublin. The waste management facility is due to be constructed in the Two-Man-Nevet area. The planning appeals body has attached 12 conditions to its approval for the scheme, including a cap of 30,000 tonnes of waste per year. It also stipulates that the waste going to the dump must be primarily from the Dublin region. The proposal has been strongly opposed by local residents. A 36-year-old man remains in Garda custody in connection with the seizure of 3 handguns during a raid in the south of the city yesterday. More than 1,000 ecstasy tablets and drug-mixing paraphernalia were also seized during the raid in the Dolphins Barn area. The man is being questioned at Kevin Street Garda Station. More than 250,000 passengers are expected to travel through Dublin Airport this bank holiday weekend. Over 1,700 flights will arrive and depart over the weekend, including 50 charter flights. Dublin Airport Authority is advising passengers to be in the terminal building at least 90 minutes before their flight departure time, irrespective of whether they are checking in at the airport or have checked in online. A further 30 minutes should be factored in if passengers are using one of the long-term car parks. The Lord Mayor of Dublin, Councillor Emer Costello, has welcomed the end of the 15-week-long MTL strike at Dublin Port. The company, Peel Holdings, has agreed to the Labour Court recommendations on job retention and redundancies. A meeting will take place tomorrow to negotiate the return to work. 3 more people have died from human swine flu in the Republic, and the number of cases reported by GPs has increased dramatically to around 7,000 a week, Department of Health officials announced this evening. It brings to 8 the number of people who have died here from the virus. The 3 latest deaths all involve adults who had an underlying illness. Currently, 71 people remain hospitalised, of which 14 are in intensive care units with the virus. President Mary McAleese hosted a reception at Áras an Uachtaráin this afternoon to mark the safe return of kidnapped Goal worker Sharon Commons. The 33-year-old returned to Dublin on the government jet on Monday night after spending over 3 months in captivity in Darfur along with her Ugandan colleague Hilda Kawuki. Nursing home waiting lists could develop if the government's Fair Deal scheme is not sufficiently funded. That's the warning from Nursing Homes Ireland, the main representative body for nursing home owners.
Under the Fair Deal scheme, nursing home residents can defer the cost of their care until after their death, when up to 15% of the value of their home will be collected to pay for the cost of their care. People can begin applying for nursing home places under the initiative next week. But speaking at the Nursing Homes Ireland's annual conference today, Chief Executive Tig Daly says it's imperative that the scheme is resourced, operated efficiently and as speedily as possible. He warned if the HSE cannot provide enough money to cover the cost, people will be put on waiting lists until the funding becomes available.
Unions representing 100,000 frontline public service workers have begun balloting members immediately for industrial action and are threatening the most significant strike action ever seen in Ireland if the government presses ahead with cuts to public sector pay. The move followed a meeting in Liberty Hall this morning of the 6 unions in the 24/7 Frontline Service Alliance. The alliance, which represents Gardaí, nurses and firefighters, is to stage a protest in Dublin on November 11th in the next phase of its campaign of action. Dairy farmers have threatened to stop supplying milk to creameries as part of an action to achieve higher prices for their milk. It follows a meeting organised by the Dairy Farmers Crisis Group in Charleville last night. If the action goes ahead, organisers say it would mean there would be no milk on the shelves within 5 days of them taking action. News Update returns tomorrow from 6. Have a good evening.